Welcome back to Clear Water Chronicles. This is part 2 in our AquaDoc pool chemical series. Today we're tackling algae with their double whammy algaecide. And yes, it is copper based, which gives it special advantages. And I'll break that down for you as we go through the video. First, I want to thank AquaDoc for sponsoring this video and providing me with the algaecide for it. Most algaecides fall into two categories. Some use long chain polymers or quats, while others like this one use copper ions. Copper will penetrate algae cell membranes and it disrupts their enzyme systems, basically poisoning them quickly and effectively. Now it works fast, but another benefit is that it leaves a residual that continues to work long after the initial application. Some frequently asked questions that I get about this double whammy algaecide are, what types of algae does it treat? Well, it treats most of them. It treats green, mustard, black, and even blue algae. So it's a broad spectrum solution. Is it safe for all pool types? Yes, it's formulated to be non-staining and non-foaming. You do want to avoid overdosing your pool because copper buildup can stain pools if used incorrectly. But as long as you use it according to the directions, you're going to be fine with this. It's a very safe product in all pool types. Now, another question I often hear is it compatible with chlorine? And yes, it's totally compatible with chlorine. Think of chlorine as handling the bacteria and kind of clarifying the water, while the double whammy algaecide here is handling the algae. They both work together in unison. So as far as the pros and cons of the double whammy algaecide go, the pros are it's fast acting and really strong against all your tough algae. And it provides longer lasting protection than your other forms of algaecide. And it reduces your dependency on frequent shocking or heavy sanitizer usage. The only negative to using this would be if you used it incorrectly. Overuse could lead to staining, but that's only if you use way too much of it or you use it way too often. You shouldn't have to do that. If you read the instructions, make sure your pool's levels are balanced before you use it, you'll be fine. And there's no avoiding it. This is the part of the process that does require a little bit of effort on your part, because in order for it to work, it has to be able to get to the algae, and it's not going to get to algae that's stuck to a wall or stuck to the floor. You're going to definitely want to brush the entire surface of your pool and clean your filters before you add it. Now, I finished brushing it, but you can see it's very murky, so there is a possibility that I missed a few spots. That's another good thing about AquaDoc's double whammy algaecide being copper based. If I missed a spot or two and I come back tomorrow and notice it once the water clears up, I can always brush it again, get those extra spots, and that algaecide remains effective for up to 3 months. I'm going to be able to get them tomorrow or the next day once it clears up without having to re-shock the pool. And I'm just going to show you exactly how nasty this pool is before I add the algaecide. You can barely see the bottom of the pool. By this time tomorrow, this is going to be pretty clean. Now, conveniently for me, my pool is just under 20,000 gallons, and that makes dosing simple because for prevention, use 16 ounces per 10,000 gallons, and for an active algae bloom like I have, you're going to use 32 ounces for 10,000 gallons. Now, since I have an active bloom, I'm going to go ahead and use this whole 64-ounce container at just under 20,000 gallons. That's 32 ounces per 10,000 gallons. That'll be perfect. Now, right before you add this, make sure that your chlorine levels are right. You may need to shock your pool too. Remember, this works in conjunction with your chlorine. It's not a replacement. One of the biggest misconceptions about algae is that you can just shock your pool enough to get rid of it. And well, that may be true visually in some cases. It's not always true that you've gotten rid of the algae, especially the tougher algae. You do need to make sure if your chlorine isn't at the right level, that you get it there before you use this, because this will work in conjunction with your chlorine, like I said, but it's not a substitute for chlorine. This works on the algae, the chlorine sanitizes your pool, and works on the bacteria and the clarity. I can add this straight to the deep end of my pool because I know where the jet is. Don't forget to give it a shake. You always want to make sure you shake these products up a little bit. And here we go, right in front of the jet. And I always take the empty bottle, submerge it into the pool, get some water in there, shake it up, and then get the remainder out. Now, I know we brushed the pool before, but at this point, after adding the algaecide, we're going to brush the entire pool again. We're going to have clear water tomorrow. After you're done brushing your pool again, let your pool filter run for 24 hours. Notice I said run, not walk. If you have a variable speed pool pump, Turn that thing on high. You're going to definitely want to run it for at least 24 hours and keep as much water moving through it as possible. Now tomorrow we'll come back and see how clear the pool is. Of course we'll check the chlorine levels. If you wanted to test for copper you could, but honestly this is a copper chelated formula which keeps that staining risk low like I mentioned before. You shouldn't need an additional chelating agent of any kind. And this formula is really the core of their protection strategy. It's copper power that works for up to 90 days without overcomplicating your pool maintenance. It's one more step in taking your pool from looking like this to looking like this less than 12 hours later. The water's cleared up tremendously in that 12 hours. So now we can see the bottom of the pool and the water's blue again. And my pool is a dark blue, so this is the color that it's supposed to be. Now the water is still a little cloudy, and that's from the suspended dead algae cells that are still in there. Remember, we've only run this pump for 12 hours, so it hasn't been the full 24 hours yet. But this is where that last step of adding that natural clarifier will take this from clean to crystal clear. And in the last video in this series, we're going to check out AquaDoc's natural clarifier, which is going to take your water from normal to absolutely sparkling. Hey, thanks for watching today. And if this helped you get your pool algae under control, then consider subscribing and checking out those links below. Those are affiliate links and they help support my channel at no extra cost to you, and I really do appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one on Clear Water Chronicles.